Welcome to the Popcorn Talk Network, for the online broadcast network that features movie discussion, news, and interviews. Press 1. Popcorn Talk. We talk movies.
Congratulations. On behalf of the Popcorn Talk Network, the online broadcast network for movie talk, and the schmoes know, you are now a member of the Jedi Alliance. May the Force be with you, always.
Hello, Star Wars fans! Welcome to Popcorn Talk's Jedi Alliance. And yes, this is the show you're looking for.
That's right. It is. A celebration of the greatest saga ever told. Sorry, I'm not used to working with you after 2 weeks of you being gone.
I know. We've had time off and we've got to get the wheels back in motion.
That's right, we do. But let's address that right now. You, for the last 2 weeks, my young Maudawan, Maude Garrett, have been traveling the galaxy.
Yes, I've been all around doing my training. And now watch. I'm working on it, but soon I'll be able to move that with my mind.
I'm Ken Napzok, by the way. Master Kenobi, Maude Garrett, as I said. We are here, Jedi Alliance, now on the Popcorn Talk Network, and we have a lot to talk about. But again, you're back. I'm so glad you're back. We had a lot of fun, thanks to Christian Ruvacabla and Sarah Stratton for filling in, Mike Black, Mark Ellis. But it took 4 people to realize how much I miss you, my Chewie, on this journey.
I don't think I'm getting that right. Yeah. I don't think I do that very well.
You just came back into this galaxy, so you're a little slow. Kind of like a vacation hangover, right?
Yeah, sure. I have a vacation hangover.
Yeah, that's what I understand. Sometimes that happens.
A lot of Jawa juice. That's for sure. Whew.
You wanted a Jawa juice and you got one.
I certainly did. And then I bought some death sticks. I don't know what happened after that. But we are deciding to do this episode by giving back. You guys are so great on our Facebook page. Yes, we hit 2,000 fans and we have some big plans in store, which will involve you and the network,
that's right,
which is going to be a lot of fun. We'll make sure that happens before the end of the year. But in this particular show, we are going to throw in a few segments that you have actually created, unbeknownst to you.
That's right. We put it out to our fans on the Facebook page, Jedi Alliance. Just look it up there. And we said, hey, what do you want to see on the show? What do you want to talk about? And you've got some great stuff, and that's what we got. We got fan picks. We got questions. You guys were great. We love our fans. It's continuing to grow. I think we're crossing 2,100 on the likes on the Facebook page.
Whoa.
We are going to do that 2,000 like special. In a couple weeks, we'll have some information for that one. That's going to be fun. We got some things. We got some homework to do.
I know. We have a lot of prep to do that one, which is why we're kind of stalling a little bit. I'm still on holiday mode, okay?
Yeah, absolutely. So let's first of all, while you were gone, were you able to catch some of the show? I know you were in a far, far away galaxy, but where would you have wanted to go? Would it have been to the bar on Tatooine to get a drink, or death sticks at Coruscant?
Death sticks at Coruscant. I made a comment. Oh, thanks for reading it. I commented on that.
I did read it on air. I was kind of
you did?
Yeah,
that's sweet. Yeah. That means that I wasn't watching the show and now I'm in trouble. Yes, look, I would prefer to go on Coruscant. I just think it's a lot more fun and you're probably going to live.
Well, you like to dance and do karaoke and have some fun and cut it loose. I don't think that would have been allowed at the cantina.
No, not at all.
They would have been like, go.
You have to kind of slink into the shadows, basically, and just stare at everyone. I want a dance floor.
That's fitting. That's fitting. I like that. So let's dive in with what we got today. We got a lot of stuff on this show.
Certainly do. We're going to talk about T-shirts, because it's one of our favorite things to do is to get dressed. I mean, we do it every day, but in particular for this show, we like to wear Star Wars T-shirts. You've got my least favorite person in the galaxy on
I
your
want
shirt.
you to know something.
What?
You know I love and respect you as my co-pilot on this journey, but I was going through a page, going through like a website that had, they're not a sponsor, so I'm not going to mention them. They had like 20 pages of Star Wars shirts. I got to like page 17 and saw this Neenum shirt, and I paid a good penny just to buy it. So I could show you the shirt.
He's watching me. Doesn't matter where I go. He's watching me.
I love me some Neenum.
And I've got a shout out as well. This shirt is a gift from your friend from Halo 13.
Christina over at Halo 13 saw me one day and said, hey, could you give this to Maude? Because I think she could do good with it.
It's beautiful. If you're listening to this and you can't see it, it's kind of like an old school black and white cartoon.
It's very reminiscent in design, a little bit, not exactly, but it's reminiscent to the 70s Marvel Star Wars comics.
I'm all about it. I've got the Death Star on my sleeve.
That's right.
Yeah, it's
You're
cool.
slowly turning to the dark side.
So we're actually going to show you guys some of your T-shirts. And I kind of hope that a lot of you would wear them, but you got a bit camera shy and just put the designs up. So let's have a look at some of the fan pics, kicking it off. And it's not just T-shirts, it's also tattoos.
Yeah, a lot of great Star Wars tattoos out there.
That I thought
now,
was
you
cool.
have some tattoos. I know some Legend of Zelda stuff, right?
Yes,
you got
I
the
do. I've got
Triforce.
the Triforce on my hand.
You're not part of the Illuminati. You got Triforce on there. I don't have a tattoo. Do you have a Star Wars tattoo?
No, but I really wanted to get. I've seen this photo, and I'm very, very tempted. I'll post it on the Facebook page. Inside the finger, you put on. It's the lightsaber hilt.
Yes.
But then there's a UV light. So when you go under a purple light, it ignites, and then you can have like a lightsaber battle with your fingers.
So if you go to a lot of raves, you're pretty popular.
Yeah, how good would that be?
I don't have any tattoos because I can't commit to anything, especially ink. But if I would, I'd have one that maybe on my upper back that just said Ichuta.
Bless you. So let's have a look at some of the tattoos. Let's chuck up that first picture there, which is of... Oh, yeah, that one. This one's really cool.
I like that. So I'm going to try to do my best to describe this for the iTunes listening audience. This is, looks like we got, is that a arm?
This is Christopher John Corrick's arm. I think it's an arm.
It is Mandalorian.
That is really, really cool. I'm digging that one. The next, that's a cool design too.
Yeah, absolutely.
It kind of, I have a feeling that a lot of people would ask Christopher, is that like a mammoth?
Well, what's funny is the Mandalorian. That is the Mandalorian kind of insignia. That didn't really become popular until the last few years. Even as a longtime Star Wars fan of myself, Boba Fett had it. It was either you had the Rebel symbol or the Imperial symbol.
Has Sabine got it on her?
That's a good question.
Mandalorian
On Star Wars Rebels, I don't know.
She's got a dog, and it looks like a dire wolf.
Yes,
yeah,
it does look like a dire wolf. Yeah.
Cool. Next picture. Who's the next shout out for? Clint. Clint's really cool. He's wearing the T-shirt. We've got some good looking fans, don't we? Here we go. And he has said, my favorite villain of all time and my favorite college football team together at last. May the Force be with you always. Go Noles.
That is a Florida State Seminoles shirt. Noles written over Vader's helmet. That's kind of a smash-up shirt there.
Yeah.
Two dark forces in the world.
Next. This is a Christmas shirt. I love this one. It was sent in by Eric Barrios, and he said, Star Wars Christmas tree T-shirt. What? And I was like, the same, because I hate Christmas.
So what we got here is we got Darth Vader and two stormtroopers setting up a Christmas tree in a very modern house.
Yeah, I love that theme.
I wonder if I'm sure that's Vader's Nubian resort that he goes to sometimes. And I love the Christmas tree decorations. You got TIE fighters, Darth Fighter, Death Star. Do you have any Christmas tree decorations that are Star Wars related?
I actually think I do. My brother got it for me for Christmas. Oh no, they're gaming controllers. My bad. I got excited. It's still in the geek realm.
Close enough.
Next.
Love that shirt.
We'll punch through these ones. This is awesome. This is Gabriel's tattoo. Let me double check though.
Yeah, this is what we're looking at is Cy Snoodles and Max Rebo, the classic pose. You could have gotten this one on the little binder for your school if you wanted to go to elementary school with this. They had a shot of the band, Cy Snoodles and Max Rebo band with Han kind of behind you and Carbonite. If you want to do your homework on that.
That's so cool. Well, this one's permanent. So you got Max Rebo just constantly kind of playing, having a smack. So there's a couple of photos of that. Is the next photo?
What I love about too is Snice Noodles is abnormally hairy in that too. That's the other side. That's the other side of the band. The whole band is there.
Next. What do we got? This one's cool. Now, this one reminded me of you. I thought that you had a shirt like this because it's that same 80s kind of pattern. But this is another fusion between Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Star Wars, which are two awesome things. But I love that Brain is the Emperor in this case. And then you've got Vader is Shredder. Oh, so cool. I love this shirt. This one was sent in by... Jacques Henri, if I say it with my French accent, which sucks, sorry.
Jacques, as you say, has got a lot of tattoos showing there, though, but none Star Wars. Maybe if you got...
That's a Velociraptor, though.
That counts, man. He's got some good pop culture stuff going on there. I love that shirt. That's a good crossover.
I always thought I did a really good Brain impersonation.
That's accurate. Expressions of Vader. This year we got pictures of Darth Vader. They all look the same. Angry, happy, sad, sleepy, confused, cheerful, frustrated, excited, and proud.
You can thank John Tezaminos for that one.
I don't have that shirt, but I definitely would like that shirt.
These are all things we should really be posting as well.
Yeah, so John, if you just want to leave the shirt out back by your house, DM me your address. I'll be by to pick it up later.
Next. Oh, this one's so cute. I love it. This is like a geek in training happening right now. Justin James sent in, I'm at work and this is the best I've got for now. In case you can't read it, the t-shirt says, sold out to the dark side. And that's my middle child. She always picks the Sith lightsaber.
Wow. Training. I don't have children and you don't have children.
No.
And if plans go accordingly, I won't have children. But I wouldn't mind to have one offspring just to teach him how to love Star Wars, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I have a friend who, his daughter's now 7. When she was 2.5, 3, he got her chosen at the Disneyland little Jedi Academy. And, all the kids come up with their lightsabers. And it's there's video of it. Darth Maul comes out and all the kids run. She stands up and says, I will fight you. Yeah, and she actually takes a few lightsaber slots with them. Oh,
that's so cute. I love the one where Darth Vader comes out and they're supposed to conduct a saber battle and a girl kneels down.
Oh, that girl, there's a great interview. If you go to Jennifer Landa's YouTube page,
really?
She has a great sit-down interview with that girl.
Oh, that's
it's
so great. She just knelt into submission. That was fantastic. Next. Oh, this is an amazing picture. So someone drew on this jacket.
It's like a leather jacket with Star Wars on it.
It was hand-painted by a good friend. It's 25 years old and it's still rocking it. Patrick Adams has this jacket. It's a leather jacket and it's on the back. I love that. That's one of my favorite things in the world.
I would join any biker gang with that.
Totally. Oh, wow. That's what we should do. Next. And we've got Shane Ashby, who sent in a couple of pictures of his t-shirts, but this is one and he's looking awfully happy. He's very, very proactive on the pages, so if you do see him comment, say hi, because he made it onto the show. He's wearing a shirt that says support the troops, and they are stormtroopers, which is really cool. Thanks, Shane.
I love simple shirts like that. There's so many Star Wars shirts out there. There's so many ideas you can have. Sometimes it's simple. One of my favorite new Star Wars shirts is the one you got me, which is that X-Wing design. That's just kind of painted on.
Yeah, it's kind of like a 3D model in a way.
Not like my overcomplicated knee-numb shirt, which you can see coming from miles away. Palpatine Vader in 16 with the Death Star / Obama logo here.
I like that one a lot.
I love it.
That one was sent in by Shannon Holmes. Shannon Holmes Clarendon, and it's her favorite tea. Thank you. Shannon.
I don't know if I can't remember if I mentioned it on air last week, but as I was driving to the studio last Monday for the Mark Ellis, Mike Black episode.
Oh, when I was laying by a pool with a cocktail.
Yeah, there was a little car in front of me that said, "Don't blame me. I voted for Supreme Chancellor Valorum."
Oh, that's great.
And I'm like, see,
no one would get that.
Phantom Menace reference, but I'm there. Terrence Stamp's character.
Next pick. We'll try and get through these as quickly as possible. This is a really cute one. He looks like an Ewok. This one was sent in by Shayla. Shayla has a crocheted, kind of knitted Ewok.
That's pretty cool.
Beanie.
You look just like Wicket.
Yeah.
It's a crocheted Ewok hat, for lack of a better term. What cowl? Is that what the Ewoks would wear? Cowl?
So it's a transformation. That's what it is. And it looks comfortable and cozy. Next. Some great tattoos again. Now, this one is on the back of Stephen Lyons' calf. Now, he's got the Leia here, and it's a bit of a different design for Slave Leia because it's kind of the gold and red instead of, the gold bikini,
purplish,
yes. But instead of the purplish kind of do. I think that's gorgeous, but my favorite one is on his other calf muscle, and it's Admiral Akbar, which is the next picture. Oh, check it out. My Admiral.
That is a detailed tattoo of Akbar.
Yeah. My Admiral.
And I love that he's pledged his allegiance to the Mon Calamari leader.
Forever.
That's great.
On the back of the calf muscle. Well, we're wrapping that one up now, but I think that's fantastic that you guys have sent it in. If you haven't checked out all the pictures, they are up on our Facebook page. Keep sending them to us. We'd love to do this again and give back. But now it is time for the news. Now, you haven't heard me do this, have you?
That's right. It's our segment, Renewed Hope, our look at the Star Wars news. The first week you were gone, I did it a little bit. We wanted to talk about the title release, The Force Awakens. And then last week, quite frankly, as I told you, I'm not Queen Amidala. I can't do the news. This is you. So I'm glad you're back. Hit us with the news, Queen Amidala.
Well,
address your people.
It's the news that everyone has been talking about. I've lost it. I have no idea what I'm doing, but there you go.
You're still sipping Mai Tais on some unnamed beach.
Yeah, hell yeah. It's called Shark Bay. The Force Awakens trailer will be debuting in cinemas this weekend. Everyone's talking about it. The trailer's going to be coming out, and if you go and watch a movie over the weekend at selected theaters, you will catch the trailer. Should they do this? No. I think that they should release it like they've been releasing everything else, which is just at you.
So just kind of throwing it at. We didn't get to discuss too much. Are you happy with the Force Awakens title?
I mean, there are a lot of innuendos that I've heard be discussed about this. Like, I think it sounds like Morning Wood. I'm glad we all got that out of the way.
Yeah.
But I also brought up the point that I feel that Force Unleashed, The Force Awakens. So it's like that's the name of the game. And I was like, well, they're going to tie that in maybe.
Yeah, I mean, for me, again, I've said it before in many different outlets, Schmo's No Main Show here, and just in conversation in general, I have no problem with the title, other than it seems kind of pedestrian and reminds me too much of a video game. That's not a bad thing, because The Force Unleashed is a great game. I'll even play the second one, but the first one's amazing. So, yeah, that's not a bad thing, but, The Force Awakens, that's good, but I'm excited now.
Yeah, I want to see some stuff.
Yeah.
Then the problem is, once we see it, we have to wait a year.
I know. I just was thinking that this morning.
Yeah, so I don't think they're going to show off much at all. I think you may get a glimpse of the enemy. I think you may get like a shadow moving, a lurk, maybe the sound. We know that John Williams has done the composing for it already.
Right.
I honestly don't think we'll be getting anything out of the story with this trailer.
Right.
It's going to be exactly a tease.
And Abrams just this morning, as we were coming in the studio, he put a little postcard out kind of saying, hey, it's coming out, 88 seconds. It's supposed to be only 88 seconds. And he hand drew a little TIE fighter shooting across, blowing something up.
Oh, that's cute.
So who knows what we're going to see, but it makes it, not that it isn't. We had this feeling when they started production and when the casting was announced and the title was released 2 weeks ago, but it's so real now. Like I said, it's still a year away. But to know that by this time next week, we'll have seen new footage. Official footage. That's exciting.
Yeah. So where can you see the trailer? Well, 28th to the 30th of November. I know that Regal Entertainment first put this out, and I think they did it before they had permission to do it because it was quickly and swiftly taken down. But now AMC is saying that they're going to be doing it in select theaters as well. Some of these are in California, Georgia, Illinois, New York. I don't know what PA is because I'm not from this country.
Pennsylvania.
Thank you.
Yep.
Tennessee.
Knoxville, right?
Texas and... Wow.
Seattle, Washington. I'm not making fun because if you were to drop me off in the middle of Australia.
Yeah,
if you drop me in the middle of Australia, I'd be like, I know Sydney, Brisbane, and I'm out.
Melbourne?
Yeah, that's about it. So, welcome to America,
I'm learning
kid.
as well.
You're learning as well. And we also...
But I mean, when you think about it, Regal's got 9 cinemas. That's it, just 9 cinemas. And AMC's only going to have about the same, I guess.
So I just saw Charlie Snyder of Emergency Awesome, which is another great YouTube channel, a great big Star Wars fan. He just said he got tickets for 10 a.m. El Capitan Theater this Friday, which is in Hollywood, the big Disney theater. So... I guess that means more things are going to... It would make sense it would hit more places.
Someone's going to just record it straight onto their phone and upload it.
And I'm going to try to avoid that footage. I don't mind watching it on the internet at home or on my TV. I got a 55-inch. That's good enough for me right now. But I don't want to watch shaky fan footage. Phantom Menace...
I'll watch it. I will.
You will?
Yeah, absolutely.
I bet I will. But Phantom Menace... pre-99, pre-major internet days, you still had to dial up to get on things. But I think the first time I saw Phantom Menace, it was on TV. And I videotaped it and on my VHS and we'll watch it several times. And then I saw it in the theater several times. I did not sneak in to see Meet Joe Black, which had the trailer, and leave.
Was that Riley's story?
No, I think Ellis and all those guys. I just didn't get out to see that.
Sweet.
But at the time I worked in a movie theater and had the trailer on a loop in the lobby of the theater on a giant screen. So I'd go and I'd watch it like 8 times a night.
Huh. You know. For those that are going to Star Wars Celebration in 2015, we have the look for the first poster. So in April next year, you can check it out. Hero Complex got the exclusive first poster. What are your thoughts on it?
I love that, man. I've got to confess, I've never been to a Star Wars Celebration. We are definitely trying to go this year, except for that's actually my birthday weekend. So I'll try to combine all the celebrations. But that's a great poster.
Where's Luke?
No, that's right. There's no Luke. You know, he's had enough press for 30 years. He can get off that. No, great kind of. It's almost reminiscent of a Macquarie design a little bit. It's got some old style Star Wars there. I like that a lot. You ever been to a Star Wars Celebration?
No.
We got to try to get out this year. Obviously, we got some things maybe trying to work on behind the scenes to get out there. But, you know, I never have either. So we should. This is a celebration of the greatest saga ever told. We should go celebrate.
Yeah.
Let's find a way.
That makes sense, doesn't it?
Let's go hitchhike our way down there.
Sweet. Story number 3, right now, 5 episodes of Star Wars Rebels are available to watch in full at starwars.com. So we had, at Missing Words, Matt Martin said, no cable. For a limited time, 5 full episodes of #Star Wars Rebels are up now at starwars.com. Go watch. Well, don't I feel like idiot, because I bought the series on iTunes.
But you have the whole series, right?
Well, no, I get them as they're released.
As they're released,
but
gotcha.
it's like, you know, the first 5, sure, I've had them, but I could have just watched them on the website. Why are they doing that? Why do they not feel the need to...
Two reasons come to mind for me. Number one, they're already out there, so they're... If you hadn't seen it yet, you can catch up for free now, but you're also behind. And 2, it's probably a good way just to kind of advertise the show. It's
merchandise, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, you know, hey, here's the 5. Check it out. Now go check it out again. Go buy it on iTunes now. Go out, you know, catch it on TV. So I think that's kind of what they're doing. I think they're just kind of giving you a little taste. Oh, you haven't watched it yet? Here's the first 5. We stand behind it. Now sign up full time.
Last time Star Wars gave something away for free, it was the Old Republic membership. You got to level 10 or level 20, I think they extended it to, and you got to play for free before you subscribed. This kind of screams that a little bit.
Yeah.
I thought Rebels was going well. So why are they giving...
Yeah, I think it's going well, but I think, you know, they don't want to rest on their laurels there. I'm sure there's, you know, I know a good handful of my friends who are Star Wars fans who haven't checked out Rebels yet. You know, I would normally, but for this show, I think we're going to check it out a little faster than we would, you know. I would have, personally, I would have seen it. But I know several fans are like, oh, is that good? I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, and you like StarWars.com.
Yeah. Now you can go check it out.
And the Force story, Ken, this is something that you want to talk about because you are very excited about the spin-off movie, and we have a rumoured, the theory on what it's going to be about.
Gareth Edwards and Gary Whitta have been writing this movie. This is one of the standalone spin-off movies we've been hearing a lot about. I don't know what that picture's doing up on the screen, JT, but keep it there.
Oh, yeah, we don't need a picture for this one.
We don't have it. Sorry,
Back on us, baby.
Yeah, this is a last-minute edition. The rumor broke today on Slash Film. It was their exclusive to break that the story we've been hearing. Well, it's going to be a Boba Fett movie. We've been hearing that's a young Han Solo. A couple years ago, right after this all broke, we heard that they were going to do kind of a 7 Samurai, 7 Jedi type of story. Well, maybe putting it all together, because what we're talking about now, what it broke today, but the reason I'm excited is I've known about this since August.
You didn't even say anything to me.
And we had to kind of sit on it. So me and my select friends that... it
wasn't me.
Well, very, very tight-lipped. You know, we'd get in trouble if we knew type of thing. I'm sorry. I apologize. I ask for forgiveness, Queen Amidala. That it is a spy movie. An Ocean's 11 kind of spy movie, how the rebels got the stolen plans from the first Death Star, or the plans, how they stole the plans. Now we're hearing today it could be 7 kind of Suicide Squad, 7 Samurai kind of bounty hunter team.
That is awesome. I want to see that. Shut up and take my money.
Yeah, which of course means possibly Boba Fett's involved. I don't know how they could justify if that is true. And the article in Slash Film does say, hey, a lot of this is in motion. We're just putting all the stuff out there. This might be little parcels of truth there. I don't, because they say the Millennium Falcon would be in the story, but not Han Solo. Well, if that's...
Lando had it before.
But not if you're thinking this happens literally days before A New Hope, because A New Hope begins with Leia taking the plans she just got. And getting the hell out of Dodge and trying to get back to the base on Yavin. So if this story connects with that, I mean, I'm excited now because Mark Riley and I, the editor-in-chief of SmozKnow.com, we were talking about it. Like, this movie theoretically could end with someone handing the plans to Princess Leia as she boards the blockade runner. Yeah. Imagine the movie ends like that. Boom, and you're shot off, and you go, and then you can just put in New Hope, and you're going. It's exciting. As a Star Wars fan, this is kind of stuff, standalone movies and Boba Fett origin story, Han Solo origin story. I'm interested in that, right?
I think we get to see Bothans, which is exciting.
Bothans.
Because the Bothans have really, I mean, they died.
And they had more to do with the second Death Star one, but that doesn't mean they don't have anything to do with the first one. And Mark Riley and I both agree, and Riley's going to be on the show next week with David Fickus of Drama 3-4, we can talk more about it with him, that the universe is so big, and Slash Film has a great article out there about 10 other, and this is included, to be 9 other Star Wars myths or questions that could be great standalone movies, and this is obviously the number one. How did they get those plans? The opening crawl of New Hope is rebels striking from a hidden base, managed to steal the...
It's heaven.
There's so much there.
Yeah.
Throw in the bounty. I don't know how Boba Fett, I guess he's a dual agent, but maybe if that's how you get him in, and IG-88 and Zuckuss and Bosk and Dengar, who we talked about last week with Mike Black and Ellis, throw all those characters in. They're also saying, talk about shared universe. Yeah. They're also saying that a character unveiled in The Force Awakens will be the main character in this one. And it will also tie in with Star Wars Rebels, maybe the end of the series or by this time it comes out. So that, again, it's rampant open speculation at this point.
Hold on. Someone is going to be cast as a character from Rebels.
Well, they're saying it already is. And a lot of people are looking at the Max von Sydow character.
Yep.
Older.
Yep.
So at the
that
time,
man has not aged in 50 years, but he's been a grandpa the whole time.
Sam Witwer just tweeted that out today. He was 42 when he was an Exorcist. Like him and Bob Duvall. Him and Bob Duvall just born old. So they're saying that maybe his character or someone in Force Awakens ties into how the Rebels got the plans before New Hope, and also it's a character you'd also unveil in Rebels.
Why did this take 30 years? This is the best part.
Right. This is great. And look, this is why, when Rebels started, you and I were a little bit dubious about how Rebels, I still am at times. It's
I love the sound effects.
Yeah, it's had some hit and miss episodes.
Yes.
But did you see this past week where they talked about Fulcrum?
Yes.
There's rumors that that's Ahsoka Tano.
Oh.
So again, rumors. Tie this whole stuff together. Now I'm excited.
Yeah.
Not that I wasn't before, but I'm geeking out like a 10-year-old on the playground with my friends, talking about theories.
What, but it's going to happen in, 2020?
I know.
I hate wait.
Well, no, the Gareth Edwards one is 2016.
Okay.
Allegedly. That's also confusing. There's also, there's still the other one.
How has that been kept so under wraps?
I don't know because
people are prowling for any type of information.
This was mentioned in detail to a group of us in August.
Where was I?
Yeah, so I'm excited.
That is exciting. That is
very
exciting
excited
as well. So there you go. There's all your news that you need for the last week. This next segment we're going to do, it's a little bit different.
That's right. I can have some fun.
Yeah, we've kind of been toying with the idea that we would do something like this. We kind of bust out impersonations from time to time, but now we're going to take a trip to the impersonation station.
That's right. You came up with that name probably with a few sarsaparillas in you, huh?
Maybe.
I love it. All right. So what we got here, I'm going to turn these upside down. We got a selection of cards, much like our trivia cards. Oh, I haven't forgot about that.
Damn it.
We're going to shuffle them up.
Yeah. So on these cards, we've written characters. Ken's taken half, I've taken half, and we've just written a bunch of characters that we think would be great to do impersonations of. Now, he's going to flip a card and flip one for me as well.
Okay.
And him and I have to converse in the character that we choose. Ready? Okay. Yeah. So basically,
and these impersonations could end up being really bad. That's
so
part of the fun here. Okay. And then we'll have you guys kind of message us too on the Facebook page or on Twitter at Jedi Alliance SK, other ones that you want to see in the pod.
Yeah. Now we're not going to tell you who it is. Okay. We're just going to start having a conversation. Are you ready?
Ready. Well, hello. What do we have here?
I'm sorry.
I don't know. I think you did something to my friend Han Solo over there in the cantina.
What the hell can I say for Greedo? Honestly, what do I have? That's not it. That is not
That's
close.
your Greedo?
That's not close. That was embarrassing. I am so sorry.
I'm going to keep talking like Lando for the rest of the show.
You were good.
That's right. I got to talk like Lando last week when we profiled Lando.
All right.
Yeah, that's right. That's your Greedo.
That was such a hard one to pick first. Hold on.
JT, what did you think?
Oh no, this is even worse.
Oh, you were my co-pilot in Return of the Jedi. We got to get a reading on that shield. We got to get a reading on that shield, whether up or down.
Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. Yours? It's not bad. It's just bad. He's very excitable, isn't he? Lando covers in.
Wait, is Maude the little rat guy in Jabba's?
Salacious B. Crumb?
Is that who she's doing?
No.
I'm Ninum.
Oh.
She's Ninum and Greedo.
Yeah, I picked the hardest ones that don't, speak the common language.
All right. That was fun. We'll do it again sometime. Out there, tweet in your impression wants and desires. Also, why don't you post a video out there on our Facebook page
if
of
you've
you
got a good one
doing impersonations out there in our fan land,
I just feel like
we'll talk about them.
I nailed Aunt Beru.
You're great.
I slaughtered.
Do Aunt Beru again. You were doing it off air.
Raider. Luke. Like, but then like Greedo, come on, I would love to see people's impersonations of Greedo. That would be great. I had the gun, I had the blaster. That's kind of it.
Yeah, that's a tough one to do. You got to get that mountain.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Little Jabba Solo. Okay, I'm gonna let that die.
So now this means you and I are gonna be watching the movies all over again.
Yeah, I have to watch them again, obviously.
And practicing by ourselves, just
in
in case
corner.
some kind of creature comes up. All right. So now we move on to Duel of the Fates. That was our very first impersonation station, by the way. More to come, I'm sure. We're gonna move on to Duel of the Fates. We're Star Wars.
Oh.
It's a returning of Star Paws. The last check, it was 55 me, 44 Maude. We took.
So I have a theory with this whole thing. If I don't call Star Pause, then you can't answer questions, and then you cannot get points.
I guess technically that'd be a loophole in the rules.
Yes.
All right. Okay. I don't think we've. Okay. Here we go. Yeah. 2 minutes on the clock, starting now. What pilot claimed it would be impossible to destroy the first Death Star, even for a computer?
It would be impossible to destroy the Death Star, even for a computer. Mm-hmm. Who said that?
Who said that?
Wedge Antilles?
That's right.
Yes!
Ding, 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 ding. What vehicle was destroyed by its own main gun? What vehicle was destroyed by its own main gun?
Was that, this was Jabba's skiff. Yes.
I'll accept it. Jabba's sail barge, but you're there. You're
Okay,
there.
great.
You're there. Who employs a six-breasted dancer in Return of the Jedi?
Who employs Jabba the Hutt?
That is right. You're on a roll. 3 for 3. Who peeked in a window of Yoda's hut?
Luke. Who peeked in the window of Yoda's hut?
5, 4,
Who peeked in the window?
3.
R2.
That's right.
It's only on the
I
first
could
one,
have
take
called
a
it. I could have called it at Luke if I was mean, but come on.
Someone will. You watch. Someone
Yeah. What aliens did Luke survive a struggle with, prompting Ben to tell him he was fortunate to still be in one piece?
will. Tusken Raiders.
That's right.
Yes.
For a bonus point.
Yes.
For a bonus point.
Oh! Yes! Oh, I got me carried away.
Here we go. Can you have your first, I believe, your first perfect round? Final question.
Yes.
What name did the Emperor call Luke just before deciding to destroy him?
Oh no! What name did the Emperor call Luke?
Mm-hmm. Just before deciding to destroy him.
Now, you will die. That's but what the name?
You're in the right section.
Jedi.
That's right.
Oh my God!
Maude's got it. 6 for
Oh my
6.
God,
6 for 6.
I'm good sweaty hands.
Wow, you got palm sweat covered hands. You were nervous. You were nervous. So be it, Jedi.
6.
Now you will die. 6 for 6. Look at that. What do you got, JT?
Can I do an impression Star Wars and tell me if you guys guess who I am?
Oh my God!
Yes.
Yes.
All
Yes.
right, hold on.
It's gonna be better than mine, no matter what.
I'm gonna try my best here. Hold on. Okay. All right, here we go.
May the Force be with you.
That was great.
You were so
Pretty good, right?
That was the best Greedo I've ever heard.
That was. Oh. I'll keep working
The
on it.
other green guy.
Awesome. Congratulations. 6 for 6. Pulling closely. 55 to 50 in Star Pause as we move into Duel of the Fates. This is our weekly debate segment where we take two things from the Star Wars universe and pit them together. We debate them and you help us decide on our Facebook page or via Twitter. Just follow us at Jedi Alliance SK, hashtag Jedi Alliance. This week, I thought, in honor, well, actually, we're going to recap last week. I
Yes,
apologize.
that's all right.
And I wanted to get your take on that one, too. So
Yes.
last week, we put out there, Duel Fates was, what was the more embarrassing military defeat?
Yes.
The Trade Federation losing to the Gungans, or the Imperial Army, more specifically the Tempest Force, losing to the Ewoks on Endor? And we had some results.
We certainly did. I mean, I would have gone with the Ewoks, and it turns out that everyone else did as well. The points tallied up to be 15 for the Gungans and 50 for Ewoks, being the more embarrassing defeat, so it wasn't even close. Apparently, you know, the fact that their ATSTs, chicken
Yeah.
walkers, all the way through. Like, that's a big feat to kind of, for Ewoks to do. And Ewoks are just cuddly teddy bears.
Right.
So that's insulting, really, when you think about it. A couple of people commenting saying that technically the Trade Federation didn't lose to the Gungans. It was like a default where...
A lot of people said that.
Yeah.
And what we tried to explain when we were debating this last week is both of these battles had space battle components.
Yeah.
And yes, I agree. And little Annie taking down
Little Annie.
the control ship and freezing the droids is probably why the Gungans lost.
But that's embarrassing as
Gun-
well.
Yeah,
It's a kid.
Or the Gungans won, yeah. But the Trade Federation kind of, the droids had the Gungans yeah, I get it. But it's all part of the battle.
Yes.
Those were Nubian ships that flew up and everything. And so I get it. We're having a little fun with it. I went with Gungans simply because Jar Jar and the Blue Balls. You were going with Ewoks.
Yeah. Because,
Because
I mean,
that-
if they were... I'm having a mind blank. I'm a little...
It's that vacation
Yeah,
hangover. You're
yeah.
still coming through. I get it. I get it.
Wookiees. I think it would be like if Wookiees did it, different story.
If the original story of, the Wookiees on Kashyyyk was supposed to be the end of Jedi
Yeah.
and early drafts, if you also read the comic book, The Star Wars, which is the comic book adaptation that came out last year, the adaptation of the original script, it factors in some of those Wookiees, so the Wookiees are entirely different of Lucas's original vision. But yeah, I agree. And it was Lucas proving a point that these little furry things with sticks can beat technology, much like Luke turning off his targeting computer in A New Hope.
Nice.
Proves that point.
So some of the comments from that one in favor of the more embarrassing defeat being Ewoks. Josh Sazin has said the Ewoks took down huge ATSTs and an army of trained stormtroopers, while the Gungans took down droids who were just as dim-witted as they were.
That's a good point.
And Justin said Gungans actually have technology and training, so it was more embarrassing for the Ewoks because they are primitive.
But I agree. But I disagree with that, Justin. It's a great point, and Ewoks is it's a good bet, good answer. But we covered it in memory with Nanta, the Ewok. He was part of the scout team who also designed the weapons and the catapults that took down the AT-ST. So I think the Ewoks had some primitive kind of training in there as well.
That is true.
But fair point, Justin.
Jason said that the Empire was a military machine, forcing the rest of the universe to accept its control, whereas the Trade Federation were a bunch of bureaucrats who relied on red tape and flimsy remote-controlled robots to enforce their rule. You could sneeze on a staff droid and it would fall to pieces. The Empire was beaten by the Care Bears' backwoods cousins, sending a message to the rest of the universe that they could be beaten.
Hey, even though I voted for the Gungans, Jason, you've got a great point. Roger, roger.
True. But in favor of the Gungans.
That's right. Ben Brasula said the Gungans' victory was the most embarrassing defeat because the Gungans won by stumbling into lucky situations led by the special needs Gungan named Jar Jar. That's just not fair. The Ewoks at least had some strategy you can point to with the log battering ram and the loose logs, which, again, I kind of agree. The Ewoks kind of had some force to it. And Christopher John Corrick said the Trade Federation losing to the Gungans is far more embarrassing. Ewoks are savage killers. They did want to eat Han, which we originally said made them cannibals. That's incorrect, as we later. They're just carnivores. The part where Jar Jar has a droid stuck to his foot and shooting with it is awful. That alone is embarrassing. One of my points, getting into it, when your hero wins by accident, it's a little embarrassing for those that lose.
But we got a different Duel of Fates this week, which I'm excited about.
That's right, because it's in honor of you. As you had a nice holiday, as you say in your homeland. We call it vacation here in America. You took a nice vacation, so it got me thinking, well, what is the best vacation spot in the galaxy?
Yeah, I can just see it now, like there being a travel agency, and it's like, hey there, would you like a holiday too? Okay, well, we've got Naboo and we've got Alderaan. They're all the rage right now.
Absolutely. The best part of Star Tours at Disneyland is when you go in that line, and they've revamped it so well, but even as a kid when I went there in the 80s, it was great. You're taking vacations. Travel to Endor, travel that. So that's why I say the debate for best vacation spot is Naboo or Alderaan.
They're both absolutely beautiful. Check out these locations. Look at the pictures.
Yeah.
We've got
This is Alderaan, actually. This is a shot of Alderaan that we got here. We're seeing a blockade runner, the 10 of 4 probably, from Bail Organa. And Alderaan is a lush environment. It's got a lot of snow, mountains. It's known for its beautiful, lush landscapes. It's beautiful vistas to view. This is a concept art of Alderaan. Of course, it's the home world of Princess Leia Organa, the adoptive home world. It's the home to Nerfs. So when she yells, "You're a scruffy-looking nerf herder,"
That's why.
she probably saw a few nerf herders in her time there.
That were scruffy looking.
We see it at the end of Revenge of the Sith when Bail Organa takes Leia back to his wife Brea, who's the queen. They've got kind of a different kind of political system. It's kind of elected / royalty, kind of like Naboo as well. And it's just known as a very peaceful, progressive culture.
Apparently it has absolutely no weapons.
Allegedly, though, I was reading in our research that there's some talk that, well, maybe they actually had the best defense of any planet in the core world.
It didn't stop them when they blew up.
That's right. And I love this shot here. If you can see here, it's almost like a Game of Thrones King's Landing shot.
Yeah.
With those mountains. I'm a cold weather person, so I like forests and snow and lakes, and that's what we kind of got here. On the other side is Naboo.
Now, Naboo's absolutely gorgeous. We saw a lot of it in the prequels. This is obviously Padawan's home planet where she was ruling there under the guise.
Right.
But I mean, we do kind of bag out prequels considerably, but I thought that it looked stunning. And Attack of the Clones, where they're rolling around the fields in the open area, with that armadillo kind of looking thing.
Yeah, we don't know if they're. I called them bloated cows, like swollen cows with little tails. That's that shot there, and that is great.
That is just gorgeous. And you know what? There are no snow-capped mountains, and I like that because I'm a summer person. But what the whole thing, the flip side, literally, with Naboo, is that underwater.
That's right.
In Phantom Menace, that kind of the going into the planet core.
Planet core.
There it is. The things that are underwater are absolutely freaky. They're huge and they eat each other and they eat everything, and I don't like that. And I don't
the
like
last shot, I think, JT, I did include a shot of the Gungan City, as it were. Should be the last one for Naboo.
If I could, there it is. I mean, it's stunning. It's absolutely beautiful.
I'd like to go there. It's just getting there might be the problem.
That's it.
Yeah.
And I mean, maybe I'd be happy to stay just on land only,
Yeah.
but I think I would rather go to Naboo.
Post Phantom Menace, you have to factor in Gungan City as a possible addition to your vacation spot. Before, they didn't get along.
That's true.
So you can maybe rent a Unabongo and
good.
go under the water and go there.
fine.
But no, you're there.
No.
All right, so there you have it. Alderaan, Naboo, two great ideas for vacation spots in the Star Wars universe. Where are you going to go?
I'm going to Naboo.
You're taking Naboo.
Yeah, I mean, when they kind of get married or they have that little moment, which is just so uneventful, the background's the best part. You know, the scenic view, and maybe she has a lot of money and it's a really, really nice place, but you don't even really see hovels there. It's just so lush and beautiful.
There's a lot of 1%ers on Naboo. Great, and I think correct me, I'm sure you will out there in internet land. I know they shot in Italy for a lot of that. I think Lake Como is the actual name of it. Our friend Josh McCook has actually vacationed in that water across from where they
That's
shot.
gorgeous.
Yeah, gorgeous area. They did a great job with the location scouting for that. So you're taking Naboo. Any other reason you're going to avoid the Gungans?
Yeah.
You're going to stay downtown. Maybe
Those
go out
things
to the
were
lake.
huge.
Yeah.
There's always a bigger fish.
I'll take Alderaan. Again, I like cold weather. I like snow. I like forest pine trees.
Peacefulness.
I can deal with the peaceful people, man. I'll just go hang out, maybe write some poetry with the Organa or Antilles clans and just sit out there and kind of wait till the world ends.
It's because it looks like Game of Thrones, let's be honest.
Yeah, all right, let's be honest. I'm taking that. So I'm going Alderaan. So we can't split the price of a Star Tours ticket. We'll have to go our separate ways.
We would love to hear your thoughts, so jump onto the Facebook page. There'll be a post up there. The vote is cast by you commenting, and if you do explain why, we could be reading it out in the next show.
That's right, absolutely. So do that, and I'll also put it on Twitter, #Jedi Alliance, and follow us at Jedi Alliance SK, and individually at Maude Garrett and at Ken Napzok. We can join that conversation. I love getting conversations. I'll look over 1 a.m. I'll roll over, I'll get into, and it's someone going, "Did you think an episode?" And I love, even if we don't respond to everything right away or get to it, we pretty much read everything that comes across to us on Facebook or Twitter.
Which is why this Forced On is a little bit different as well.
Yeah.
We're going to call this one, again, just like, oh, fun name. I'm going to call it Council Queries. And this is when you guys go, hey, I want to pick your brain. Did you think this or did you notice that? So we've selected just 3 of them that we'll go over nice and quickly now. And you can comment and weigh in on these and we'll tell you who wrote them. So if you see them on Facebook, you can send in your opinions as well. But on our Forced On, we are forcing on your topics for Council Queries. The first one is from Patrick Adams. And he said, so I've got a question. It's a big one as well about episode 4. We all know that Han shot first, and yes, he did, but here's another one. Vader shot first. At the end, in the attempt to blow up the Death Star, he has a weapons lock on Luke. and you see it, and he quotes, I have you now, and he clearly fires first, which is what you see before Han and the Falcon come to rescue. Therefore, Luke should be dead. Is that just sloppy editing?
Yeah, and I saw Patrick Adams. That's a great point. And he put that on the page, and I think I responded with, he missed. I don't know. I think it's a pacing, editing thing.
He definitely, I can see it crystal clear. Pew!
Yeah, it does. It does. You kind of hear the blast start. That TIE Fighter blast. I'll try to kayfabe it a little bit here, and I'll say that, if you notice in A New Hope, at least, every time those guys fired that TIE Fighter, they had to reset some things. There was a lot of knob turning.
So many knob turning.
A lot of that. You couldn't just...
They ran out of things to do. You can tell, George Lucas was like, look busy.
Yeah. It's one of my last year. I got to do with Drama 3-4 and David Fickus and Schmoes Know. We combined for a Episode 7 leaked footage test, and I was Vader, and I got to that's all I got to do is just twiddle knobs. So maybe
he twiddled too hard.
He twiddled too hard, and the gun started to fire, but it didn't. And Han comes in at the right time and knocks the TIE fighters apart.
But you never actually see the blast.
That's right.
Nah,
that's right.
Sloppy editing, I say.
You say it's that. I say just the cannon hadn't fully charged yet, like in a video game where you don't have enough to press that.
That's true.
Superpower.
But I like the fact that there's another shooting first kind of saga in there, which he brings up a great point.
Yeah, Jay Legacy is next, and he says, here's an interesting question or something to talk about in Star Wars A New Hope, the famous scene, "These are not the droids you're looking for." Is Obi-Wan Kenobi channeling his Jedi mind trick on just one stormtrooper or all of the stormtroopers that's surrounding them? And if Obi-Wan is using his mind trick on just that one stormtrooper, Obi-Wan is not being discreet about it. Can you talk about it on the show? We are doing it now. Give me a shout out. Well, Jay Legacy, we just gave you a shout out. Thank you. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Jay, for participating. And that's a great, fun little question.
I thought about this as well, because there's, 3 of them? Oh, that's
like 3 or 4.
That's a trivia question that I'm going to get wrong one day. But you're right. He does a little bit of a flick of the wrist. I don't think, because there haven't been Jedis for so long, I don't think that anyone would know what this was. I don't think they would have seen that.
Yeah.
But it's kind of obvious when it's like, can we see your identification? You don't need to see it. We don't need to see his identification. It's like, but you just wanted to.
We don't need to see his identification. Jay, it's a great point, because we talked about last week on the show about just, and I just mentioned too, being 10 and on the playground and talking about this stuff. And for you, maybe, I know you saw during the re-releases and having these kind of fun questions.
Mum said that I was 10 or 11, not 8, by the way. That was brutal to learn.
Oh,
sorry.
That changes everything.
I know.
Show over. It's a great question, Jay, because I've wondered this myself.
Yes.
And I've thought about it. I have always taken it as Obi-Wan just does it to the leader. And the other ones, because they're kind of mindlessly
Lackeys.
trained clones / real people, who knows,
have to obey that one command.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So they're just they're probably just sitting there, and they're hearing the leader go, "Oh, these aren't the ones we're looking for." Yeah, all right. Yeah. And they're moving on. What's for lunch? We going to that cantina and getting chicken fingers again? What are we doing? Bantha fingers?
I would think that you would have to make direct eye contact, and you can't. He's not like doing these ones and getting everyone at once. He's,
How does that go?
Just one eye in. I don't know how it does it. Just one eye goes
doing
in.
a Jedi mind trick on me right now. Clearly, though, Obi-Wan would be powerful enough to control all 4 or 5 at the same time. I've got to imagine.
I don't think he did, though.
I don't think he did either. So, Jay, I don't know if that answers your question, but for our money, he just mind tricked one, and the rest followed, because that's what happens in the Empire.
Lewis Jordan, he said, this method that official Star Wars information keeps getting released is getting old fast. I wish they would stop this releasing stuff at the worst time. Make it an event. For example, casting could have been released on May the 4th. The title could have waited till at least the teaser trailer. The way they're doing it right now is honestly annoying me. He was a bit vocal there. I don't understand the method to their madness. The way they're doing it is not helping me as far as the hype. We just talked about this with the trailer. Why are they...
First of all, Lewis, take some blue milk, sit down, relax. It's going to be okay.
I can understand what he's doing. It just kind of seems like they're just going, take it, here, this, that. I agree. I thought casting should have waited until May the 4th.
A lot of people thought it was.
Yeah, but it was 2 days before that.
Yeah, a lot of people, because stuff was coming. And I mean, we were talking about in the Schmoes Know world. It was like, oh, don't worry, May the 4th, get our fingers ready to start typing the stories.
And then Comic-Con comes and goes, and it's just Rebels.
Yeah, we were all there at Comic-Con kind of waiting.
Yeah,
like,
just something.
Is Harrison coming in on a helicopter? What's going on?
Yeah.
We heard rumors that Carrie Fisher's down here. Nothing.
But like the unceremonious way that they announced Force Awakens. You like woke up and it's like, oh,
yeah,
okay.
Woke up on like a Thursday morning, and I saw a tweet from someone else. I didn't even see some official release.
That's exactly right. And I know that JJ has been really quite creative with the messages that he is personally delivering.
He has, yeah.
He has. But the rest of the studio, I mean, this trailer that was announced, Regency came forward and, like I just mentioned, and put it out there and then had to remove it again.
Yeah.
It's like no one really knows why, the hows,
We're spoiled a little bit the way Marvel Studios does things.
Okay.
A little bit. In my mind, Feige and the crew do a great job, better than DC, but DC doesn't do a bad job either. They just don't have all the pomp and circumstance sometimes. So I'm a little shocked the same house in a way. I know Marvel Studios is over here, Lucasfilm, Disney's over here, but they're all under the same mouse ears. I'm surprised they don't do something a little bit more because they understand how big it is. Now, I don't think they need to, because what happens, they release it on a Thursday morning. It's still the biggest story in the world. Mm-hmm. But are they missing an opportunity?
Yeah, May the 4th comes around once. It's Star Wars Day. Are you kidding me with this? Mm-hmm. Are they doing it too soon? I know that everyone's really, really hungry for it, and then there was a huge casting announcement, and that kind of, satiated the appetite for maybe 6 months.
Yeah.
But it's just like, just the title. It's like, okay, now what? Yeah. Now what?
Even the casting announcement kind of blew up in their face. The diversity issues and the women in film issues came out of it, as it should, and Abrams clearly felt that pressure because he then goes and hires Gina Davis and consults on it. Yes. And makes some changes. So that was all a good byproduct. But even that, it was like, well, if you had done it all at once, I always said maybe just Daisy Ridley and John Boyega come out.
Yep.
It's not an excuse to cover the fact that the rest of the cast wasn't diverse, but you would have been like, oh, look at that.
Yeah.
So even that seemed kind of like they just were like, hey, let's just tweet this picture. Oh, crap, people are unhappy.
Yeah.
So it doesn't seem to be I know they've got a plan, but it just seems to be a little different than the Marvel.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know about it.
But a good question, a good debate, Lewis. So out there on Facebook, you guys chime in too. And what do you think? Would you go to an event if it was at El Capitan Friday at 10 a.m.? The trailer is here and the casting is here or something. Would you have gone to that?
Like a 7-day countdown. At 9 o'clock, and then had a little ticker going. Yeah. That would be cool. Something like that.
But here's the thing too. Going back, and you maybe think about D23 last year.
Yes.
Which did you get to go to D23 last year? I don't know if you. We didn't know each other then. We weren't flying the Millennium Falcon together.
I was supposed to go.
Harloff, Ellis, and I went, and I think Riley too, maybe not, with the Schmoes No crew. And it was like, all right, they held back at Comic-Con 2013, but D23 is theirs. We already know the announcement's coming, this and that. I think Abrams, everyone's already been on board. Let's get something. And even then, they played with us. And there was leaks, and leaks aren't necessarily true, but there was anticipation from the press and fans because it was sold out. Ellis and I were in an overflow. We didn't even get to go into the actual arena. We were in an overflow area because there were so many people there. And they come out and go, all right, hey, and the Imperial March starts playing, and you're thinking, here we go.
Here it is.
And the head guy, I forget his name now, head guy at Disney, whatever, goes, I can't say anything, I'll get in trouble. Yeah, we do have Star Wars. Here's Disney Nature's Bears.
Ugh, how annoying.
Which started my long run of Disney Nature's Bears jokes on the Schmoes No Main show, because it just was so clearly like, oh, you wanted Star Wars? Don't worry about that. Here's some bears pooping in the woods. Like,
oh, great.
So even going back to the beginning, it seems like they...
I noticed Warwick Davis, he did his own. He made his own video to make that
it's
announcement.
Hilarious.
Yeah, but I don't think that was Star Wars making that shot. That was him.
It was him.
Yeah.
It was him, because Warwick Davis he's just so awesome and funny and talented, and stuff he did with Ricky Gervais is great. So he's just got that good sense of humor about who he is and what he's doing and how excited he is to be a part of it. So I thought that was awesome.
But that just wasn't, it wasn't Disney doing it. There was no method behind that one either. But great points. That's the council queries. I hope we answered your questions, and we'd love to see some more.
And absolutely, submit some more if you're doing it on Twitter. Maybe hashtag Jedi Alliance and hashtag Council Queries. But just go on the Facebook page. Go on the Facebook page and say, "Dear Council, I have a query."
Yeah.
And if you type and you wave your finger like I am, like an old British lawmaker, it'll be just
stuff will happen.
Yeah, it'll be just as important.
Yeah.
Read it.
Also, at Maude Garrett, at Ken Napzok. Sorry, Ken Napzok.
I'll take Kim, whatever.
Kim! Go, buddy, or pal.
Yeah, it's all right. You're going to recover
Kim.
great. We need to get you some orange juice, maybe a hamburger, something to soak up these 2 weeks of vacation mimosas.
Yeah, that's the one. A burger. I could really go a burger. But it is now time for In Memory.
That's right. As we wrap up the show every week like we'd like to do, we pay tribute to a fallen character or world or land or droid. And this week, since we mentioned it already, I thought, as if millions of voices cried out in terror and were suddenly silenced. We mentioned it today, so we should pay our respects to the planet that was the shining star of the core worlds and the so-called soul of the galaxy. We, of course, are talking about Alderaan. Adoptive home to Princess Leia, where she was raised by Senator Bail Organa and his wife, Queen Brea. Alderaan was known as the planet of a cultured, progressive, and peaceful people. Alderaanians played a very key role in the formation of the rebellion against the empires. Many of the early members of the rebellion came from that lush planet, most likely because the planet was known as a safe haven for dissenters of the newly formed galactic empire. It was a beautiful planet, a beautiful world, a beautiful people. And in a blink of an eye and a flash of evil, it was all gone. While trying to learn the location of the hidden rebel base, Grand Moff Williff Tarkin decided to make an example of his captive Leia Organa and show the galaxy the true might of the empire. And he had the planet destroyed by the first Death Star. You're far too trusty. Millions, more likely billions, died that day. An entire world gone. But there were survivors, off-world Alderaanians that carried the memory of their picturesque world and their peaceful society in their hearts. The remains, the leftover of Alderaan, was called the Graveyard, and they'd go back for yearly ceremonies until the Empire tried to stop that. Gone? Yes. Forgotten? Never. Alderaan, we remember you forever.
Kim, that was beautiful.
One tear.
Just one
Alderaan.
single tear. Well, there you go. That is an episode 17 of Jedi Alliance. Make sure you are reviewing, rating, subscribing on iTunes, or if you are watching on YouTube, comment. We love to read them. And give us a thumbs up if you thought that it was good.
That's right. And of course, you got now the Popcorn Talk Network, which is the new home of Jedi Alliance. But I say new, it's the same home. It's the same group of people. We've just got some new paint on the house. And you can go to youtube.com/Popcorn Talk Network and get all the other shows we have. Anatomy of a Movie, Profiles, Guilty Movie Pleasures, Meet the Movie Press, Marvel Movie News, Box Office Breakdown with our very own JTE, DC Movie News. He is. And of course, the main show, Schmoes Main Show, which we also broadcast live every Thursday, 6 p.m. PST on schmoesno.com. It is all there for you to enjoy.
You got Twitter at Jedi Alliance SK, at The Popcorn Talk, and at Schmoesno. Give those all a follow. And
don't forget Jedi Alliance on iTunes. Subscribe, rate, and review. It's how we climb. We have very impressive numbers we're happy of on iTunes, but we want it even bigger because we like celebrating Star Wars with you. Of course, for more, go to schmoesno.com and popcorntalknetwork.com.
This has been Jedi Alliance on the Popcorn Talk Network. We talk movies. Thank you for listening, because many stormtroopers died. They're just dead.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, Christian Harloff, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of its owners or principals.